Steady on right with Morgan Chatter. What's up and welcome to Chatter with the Morgans. I'm Mr. Morgan.
And I'm Mrs. Morgan. And today we have an anonymous topic suggestion. This person wants to talk about something that they titled marriage markers. And their definition of it is the necessity of married people to clearly indicate their territory. I actually like the word territory. I'm not gonna lie, I am territorial. I'm low-key possessive. I'm not even gonna lie, very possessive. But not in like a hardcore way or anything like that. It's just you're mine, and that's what it is, And I let people know that. I talk about you all the time, So I let it be known that I'm married. I wear a ring. Talk about you all the time. Have photos of you. I just
talk about you all the time. So these are different markers.
Yes.
To you.
Mm-hmm. And this person was indicating that when you're married, you have a wedding ring. You wear it.
Right.
Usually your last name is the same as your husband. Mm-hmm. Pictures on the desk, and talking about them.
And it could be the way that you're dressed. You might be dressed a little bit more modest, or
that too. Yeah, just the way that you interact with folks
in hunting gear.
Yeah. It's just a little bit more different now.
Right.
And this person thinks that people are getting away from this. Actually,
But I wanted to go back into the markers. Like, what are some of the other markers too? Right, because you have, aside from say a ring, a person could have a ring and all these other things.
Yeah.
But they could act like they're not married, like a whore, so to speak.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Gosh, it sounds so harsh.
Does it?
And it sounds so harsh coming from you. Yeah. Like, you really mean it, like a whore. Yeah.
Or what's the word?
It was really got to me right now. Like, I know you weren't saying that to me, but...
A slag? What's the word?
A hussy? A Jezebel?
Loose.
Either way,
whatever. Dealing with different folk.
I digress. Go ahead.
Yeah. Those markers, just the type of conversation that they're having with the opposite sex, and I guess these days, if you want to say these days, with the same sex too, just the conversation that's being had, the type of things, and those are some of the markers whether you might be married or not, or into your marriage,
right?
How you carrying yourself, how you dressing, like you might have the rings on, but you looking like you about to go to the boom boom room and get down with the get down.
And I have seen some people like that, because men be dressing. Scantily clad too. They do have their way,
There's some gear, light gear that can show form and all of these other things. There's certain colognes and perfumes and certain scents. Like, what is it for? Honestly, we do have soap. We do have soap and water, so. And that's
we do have soap.
And it's not, that's not to say there's anything against it or bad, because some people, have conditions and they do need a little bit extra.
Yeah.
BO or whatever. But, and then some people, have that condition too, where they need mental condition where they feel like they gotta have that, to feel good stepping out. So, and there it is.
Or just to have attention, period, because it really trips me out sometimes when I see married people, but they don't have their rings on. Like, it really trips me out, because that's obviously what you're symbolizing.
I didn't know, because you were just talking about how you do this, or how many you got, or...
Yeah.
So that's another marker of marriage, or the lack thereof.
Or they never talk about their spouse at all, and you're like, what the hell? I didn't even know you was married. Like, you never talk about them. Like, what the hell? That's crazy. So at that point, what do you think that's about? Like,
and the shutdown is also a marker, because you might have those and you might not carry yourself, like you're open for advances, and people still pursue. The shutdown is also a marker. The verbal shutdown is like, nah, I'm good. I got somebody. I'm with someone.
Right.
So that's also a marker of, to indicate that you're with somebody or your territory or whatever.
Right.
In my opinion.
I don't know. I talk about you all the time at work, probably to the point where people are like, ugh, shut up about him. Like, we already listened to your podcast, and now we have to hear you at work every day. Oh, like, I just love you so much, and you're my whole life, along with the kids as well. And I also talk about them too. So that's what you do. You talk about the people that you love a lot, and I don't know. Some people are private, but, because you're a private person,
Right.
I don't know what your conversations are like with people. Like, do you tell them that you have a family? Like, I don't know. Like, the people that you do interact with on the regular.
Throughout the day, you're a strong portion of what's in my mind. Of course, with family and friends and whoever else,
Yeah.
So, what's on the heart, you're going to talk about it.
Yeah, of course. So, like I said, the person said that people are getting away from this, and that's not a good habit, and it really isn't. If you are with somebody, married, especially, you should I flaunt it. I don't know what word goes with that, but you should definitely express it more. You're married, like you have a ring, like I don't know, like I said, I'm always talking about you.
I don't know if it's a thing of should or shouldn't. Everybody has their own way of operation,
right? So I guess it's just how they operate, right? Like, are they, like, even though they might be private about their married life and really not want to talk about it, but everything's good on the married, and everything's good.
Yeah, you can be private and all of that, and not tell hey, we also had this and that for breakfast and all of that. You don't have to tell all your personal.
Yeah.
But you can still be firm and shooting them down. Turning down.
Oh yeah, I'll be
turning
hella
down
firm.
advances.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll be like, you know what? If I'll call my husband right now and he'll come down here. I was like, get away from me.
and some people, they just really, like, some women, they get upset. On the verge of wanting to call me, out my name, or say that I'm not into women. I guess.
Oh my gosh! Oh honey, I love you.
Like, man, is it that bad? Like, we're not in a champion. You didn't just lose the championship against me right now.
Oh.
But that's a whole nother thing.
But that leads into the next, thing. It is serious. Marriage is serious.
Yeah.
It really is. When I was younger, it's all about the glitz and glamour of a wedding when you're little, like, the dress and all the party, like, you just being the center of attention, yeah. But I guess as you get older, I don't know, for me, it never really was about that, As soon as you said you wanted to get married, I was like, oh, and
All right, but what's the glitz and the glam that you speak
I'm talking about the photos, like, all the shebang, like... Spending the money,
a crap load
the
of
venue,
the guest list,
yes, the whole shebang. That's what I imagined my wedding when I was younger. That's how it's supposed to be,
It's supposed to be. And where'd you get that idea from?
Honestly, it's probably in the books that you read, the fairy tales that you're told when you're younger, shit like that.
All right.
I don't know what else to say because I don't really think it was my mom, because my mom never, really... technically got married, like she was common law married.
All right.
So you just see that on TV and stuff like that. That's what it's supposed to be, right. And then life happens and you're like, yeah, it doesn't turn out that way for everybody. When it comes down to it, it's like, it is a big deal. And it isn't about, the party and all the materials and everything. It's about, I don't know, going through some rough times with the person that you're with sometimes and wanting to beat the hell out of them sometimes because they piss you off. Like, there's just a bunch of things.
When I was little, or coming up in terms of that,
yeah,
love was something to avoid. Marriage, all that good stuff was like something to avoid.
Right.
Or spoke of in the circles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't absolutely against it, just wouldn't outright reject it, but I wouldn't seek it out either.
Right.
As far as weddings go, it was like, nah. I just never pictured it. It just didn't occur to me. Even the few scenes that I pictured in movies or saw in movies.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Really I'm not down with all that. Well, that I actually believe you when it comes to that, but some guys do. They're like, oh yeah, I want that, all that stuff, and that's cool. But
see, I actually believe it.
I just can't. Yeah, I totally believe that you're all nah. Mr. Cool.
Yeah, it's not even a thing of cool.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. I don't know why, but that's what that is, and I don't know where that came from. But
and it's a big decision. Remember when we signed our license to get married?
I remember that.
It was crazy because I was like, oh my gosh, we are really doing it. And I was so excited and happy. And I wasn't even scared at all. Like, I couldn't wait to already be married to you, like...
The time leading up to, it was a bit nervy, but then, on the way, it's just like, everything seemed brighter, the day was just different.
Yeah.
The air was different. The whole thing was different. It sounded like some movie crap. But it was different though.
Yeah. And that sounds so lovely, and we didn't have a wedding or anything. We got married at the courthouse during COVID time.
Yeah.
And
masked up.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was $100 and that was it. Seriously.
And like Flint.
It was that easy. And then after that we went to eat somewhere. And my mom made us a lovely cake, and it was so cute and great, and it was a lovely day.
Easy
It
peasy.
really was, yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine it not being any other way, so. But people should take it seriously. I mean, I just know so many, there's so many shows out there, Bridezilla and things like that, and it's not even focused on the love. It's like, do you even love that person at all? Like, if they were to become a freaking, paralyzed person, could you, wipe their ass, or are you gonna leave them? Like, it really matters. Like, are you gonna be there through the nitty-gritty, or are you just gonna,
so-called wealth.
Yeah.
Or riches. Mm-hmm. Or if they do become crippled, like you say.
Yeah. And do you wake up every day? Because every day I wake up and I'm happy to be next to you, Like, I don't wake up ugh. Like, when you're in bad relationships, you wake up with the air and you're like, oh, God, I don't want to wake up next to this person. Why can't they leave? Like, you just... But I don't feel that way with you, and I never have. Like, ever since I met you.
I consider it a blessing.
Mm-hmm. Even through the bad times, I still was always wanting to be with you.
I've had those times. Yeah, definitely. Even more so. Even more so, because you want to make sure everything is in order before we, before we separate, or before we have to go to work, or whatever it is before we separate. We want to make sure we're solid. Yeah. So even more so, we want to be together, to heal everything up.
Yep. Oh, honey. Oh, I love you.
I remember those days that I've had, in past, with other people or whatever. You don't want to go home, and you're gonna get some extra time in or whatever, and that's denial. That's crazy. Like, it shouldn't be like that. And you definitely shouldn't have to. If it's like getting the way you're putting your hands on somebody, or you're about to put hands on somebody, it's like, wrap that junk up.
Mm-hmm. And you will. You'll cut it off real quick.
That's too much. That's too much to deal with.
Yep.
If you're even really arguing and fighting and all of this back and forth, verbally back and forth,
every day, it's just like a freaking cat fight. You're like, oh hell no, you gotta walk away, because you need peace. Everyone needs peace. Your damn neighbors need peace because they're tired of hearing you fucking argue.
There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it without walking away. There really is. There really is.
Yeah. We are so different because I
think so.
Yeah.
There can always be a common ground met if the person truly want to, they can. Whether it be somebody had to humble themselves, or submit, or be honest or tell the truth or whatever. It's always, and then somebody, forgive, and it can happen, but because we could have been like not together. Excuse me, we could have not been together, right?
Yeah.
Like, and for legitimate reasons.
Well, I was going to stalk you to that. So I get what you're saying, but not really, because I was like, nah, I'm finna get him. You can ask all my friends.
Or
I was like, no, we're meant to be. That's my husband, and I need to get him,
Right.
But with those other
That's
people,
how you felt.
I'm glad I walked away from them.
That's how you felt. But logically, though.
No, I totally agree. Yes.
We could have not been together for legitimate reasons.
Oh yes, for sure. Right. And I'm sure other people that did see us were like, oh, heck no. These fools should not be together.
Right. It's not going to work. But, a meeting of minds. And we have patience, right?
Yeah.
Because we didn't, give up on it. But not try to make room to intentionally mess up. But,
and we're
revenge.
willing to talk about our faults and change them, because we have changed together throughout the years for the better. We're definitely more mature. Now I just feel like there's just a little bit more kinks that need to get worked out, but for the most part, it's definitely different than it was when we met almost 7 years ago, and I love it, and I'm grateful.
Yeah. Thank the Lord.
All right, so after this, we are going to be debuting another song from Mr. Morgan.
So where are we coming up?
Yeah, we are.
All right.
It's gonna be next. Did you name it? You didn't even give it a name.
No.
This is, I don't know. Honestly, I want to call it Anonymous.
Anonymous?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just because the topic was an anonymous topic suggestion.
For the song?
Yeah. Just title it Anonymous.
I need to hear the lyrics.
Oh my God.
I can't just
no.
any type of.
Sometimes, do you believe that sometimes songs have titles and they don't mean anything? Haven't you ever seen a song title and you're like, what does that even mean? Like, why is it named that? You have to have. It could, I'm telling you.
I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no.
I know.
I feel like I gotta go through some of my old work.
Yeah, I know. You're an artist.
Look at some of my,
and you can't just
titles.
put anything on it. I'm just saying. Be a free bird.
I mean, everything means something to me. There's not just there's nothing for nothing.
I know.
There's always, something. But a title that has nothing to do with...
Or just name it Untitled.
Or you mean a title to have nothing to do with the work itself?
No, I just thought because we didn't name it that, I was just throwing some things out there.
No, you was like, have I heard of such an idea? I'm not beyond that, But I think in some way it have some relation. In some way.
Okay. Well, next up is the Untitled Works by Mr. Morgan. Okay, Morgan's a back.
What up?
All right, we hope y'all enjoyed the music. That's what you say sometimes, music.
Yeah, I hope you did dig the music.
And I'm also going to put another poll up asking if y'all liked it or not liked it. Please respond and share the songs. Share the episodes, what?
No, I'm just thinking about that. If you like it or not like it. If you don't like it or not,
And you know what I was also thinking about? Okay, so in that episode, we, say I love you several times. And, you could just...
Did we?
Yes, and I don't know if that's an important marker as well, saying I love you. I think we say it quite a bit. Some people may not, or it's just a thought of mine. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not judging either way. People are different either way.
Well, it doesn't hurt to voice your opinion. If you
but
feel it, say it. But for some, the game is to be showed and not to be told.
Right. Well, honestly, what was fueling that is for the haters out there that might be hearing it and be like, "Oh my gosh, like she says I love you to him a lot," or just the way I talk to you or whatever. That's what it was for. I don't know why my mind was going there, but I was just like, putting it out there because
somebody's telling us
I'm proud of our love, and I really don't give a damn about what anyone else thinks, and I'm always proud to show it. And if anyone's hating, it's because they just wish they had it. So I don't know. I'm just getting angry in my head right now because of that. Because somebody could hear that and think that, and some people might blame it on the fact that we're married only 3 years. Like, I guess that's still considered new. So some people might be like, that's just them being newlyweds. And in 10 years, these,
And what about the years that we were together before we actually got married?
Right. We've actually known each other for almost 7 years, and honestly, we've only been apart for 1 year total. A whole year, and then after that, we've pretty much been together ever since. Like, we had a couple months of apartness, or whatever the hell you want to call it. But other than that, and we went through some fucking trials and errors. I'm sorry for saying the F word, but we really did. Yeah. And so for me, I'm just never going to be ashamed of showing that love, and I don't give a damn if it makes people uncomfortable. So I just had to throw that out there. Oof, sorry. But not sorry. I'm not sorry. Honey, I love you a lot. Anyways, just wanted to put that out there. I know that was a little digression, but I just had to let it be out there because it just came upon me.
That's what it's going to be.
That somebody out there in freaking YouTube world, TikTok land, they're going to be hating on a sister. I experienced that on the regular, so it's all good, but I just want to let you know that that's how it is.
Like, what kind of hate?
Just haterade all around. Like, because I'm able to express my feelings openly and I don't care. Like,
some people, some people
that makes people uncomfortable.
Some people express it differently.
Yeah, I know that. And I don't be hating on them for doing that, but people want to hate on me for doing my thing. So
they can turn the volume down or change the channel if it bugs them. So, which is a crazy thing in itself, too. These people do these complainings and all these things.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, who made you?
That's insanity. Like, they laying up in a house, got a nice car, able to go on vacations, but still will be like, this is horrible, I don't like you because you said I love you to your husband. You're making me look bad. Or whatever the hell it may be. Like, who knows?
You know what? I might who knows? Speaking in that terms, I might get some. You're making men look bad.
Right.
You're showing too much love or whatever to your wife.
Like, you can't really love her that much, right? And she don't really feel that way about you, right? Like, well, they should see the times where we at each other's throats. Like, it would make people think sometimes that we don't, Right. But
the love.
It's
and the passion is just there,
on
we're
either
just
side fiery fighters, and at the end of the day, we know how to reconvene and get it together. So, that's that. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
And sometimes we table it. Sometimes,
yeah.
Table that junk.
Yeah.
Don't come back to it. Leave me alone.
I'd like to think that we're a good example of a good working marriage.
What's the song? Benefit Spit. It's Benefit Spit is what it's called.
Yep.
If must be, go to another room. Something like that. Right. Was said in the song.
Yep.
I write real stuff. There's no bullcrap about it. It's an example right there in the name. Anyways,
it is what it is.
Sound like I'm tooting my horn or jump like that.
Well, toot on, because I toot mine all the damn time. It's all good because I don't be doing it that much, and it's all right to have a little bit of oomph in you sometimes, as long as you don't let it swallow you up. Seriously.
No, I'm digging. I'm producing, and the people they'll let me know what it is.
Yeah, for sure. All right, y'all. That's our show for today. Please, y'all, search and follow us, Chatter with the Morgans, on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Share this podcast with whoever you talk to, whoever you speak to. Put it on your story. Let them know about Chatter with the Morgans. Tell them all to subscribe, download, like, and review our episode with 5 stars. You guys can find us on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at Chatter with the Morgans Podcast. We're going to be putting more shorts on there soon. we just got to keep pumping them out there. Give us some motivation by sharing it, giving it some more listens. Let us know that y'all are listening. Comment, holler at the Morgans. Email everydaymorgans@gmail.com.
So I could say something.
Yeah, don't forget to comment and let us know how we're doing.
I'll say something back. I'll type something back.
And I always tell them every time someone does comment or whatever, so just let us know. And of course, if you'd like to support this podcast, you can find our listener support link as well as our Cash App info in the episode description.
Shefflin or jingling.
This has been Chatter with the Morgans.
Peace, y'all.